Hi viewers, I welcome you all to this Programming World channel. In this channel already we have started to post the videos for learning the C++ programming language. So in this regard we would like to post a very important concept which is very much important for software development. So in this regard, we have taken the concept object-oriented programming concepts that we will discuss in this video tutorial. Okay, viewers, we go to this session. So first of all, I would like to introduce about what is the exact meaning of objects in our object-oriented programming concepts. So what is the role of them? Actually, objects are what entities which will be identified according to the problem statement, according to the problem what we deal in our software development. So why we use the object in the sense with the help of objects we can able to analyze the problem that may be what very easy to understand about the things what we have to implement for making the software. So objects are what actually a candidate object. Okay, so that may be what playing the vital role, or we can say center of the problem domain. Okay, then objects are having characteristics in the problem domains. In the sense, objects are providing the informations what kind of data, what kind of operations can be processed in the software application. And objects are what having different or a specific structure. They are having a specific particular structure and also the behavior to implement the solutions which is required to solve the problem. So objects may communicate among them by passing messages between them. So one object may pass a message to another object, and also they may collaborate for fulfilling the required operations in the software application. So now I would like to list out what about the OOPS concepts we have. So the very firstmost one is what abstraction, second one is encapsulation, third one is information hiding, fourth one is inheritance, and fifth one is polymorphism. So now we will discuss one by one. So abstraction, what is the meaning of abstraction? In the sense, it's about what providing the important details of a object instead of what how the objects can play their role, in the sense what how the objects can implement their behavior. Okay, so here you can see, if you consider the car is an object, okay, we know what about the cc of the car, and also what about the number of people can be sit in a car, and also other features in the sense speed, maximum speed, fuel capacity, like that we can able to get some information. But actually we provide what only the important details to understand about the object, but we don't know how those features can be reached, in the sense how the cubic capacity which is given, and what about the petrol capacity or fuel consumption that would be taken for providing the mileage. So such kind of things you see completely in the implementation part only, how the car can give that mileage. So it is completely what the engine support and also other component support to give that feature. So like that we can find only the important details, but actually we don't know how those are derived. That is what the exact meaning of abstraction. Okay, so yes, very simple example for data abstraction or abstraction is what the class ADT, because the class can provide the structure of the objects which are fall into the same class. Okay, so the object structure that could be derived, that could be explored by using what the attributes. Okay, and the behavior of the object that could be derived by using what the operations. So here you can see I have made a class for the car object. So we have the attributes like the color, maximum speed, and number of seats, and etc. for getting the information about the features of the car. Okay, but operations, that's why operations wise we can say like get values of the features, and also the very important thing is what the fuel consumption which is taken for reaching a particular range of distance. Okay, so like that we have some kind of operations which is required in a car. Okay, then the second one is what encapsulation. What is mean by encapsulation? So encapsulation, that is what wrapping up of collection of data and operations, in the sense what in a single unit we take the data and also operations Okay, that is what encapsulation. So here you can see that the attributes and operations are wrapped in a class. Okay, so the class is also what an example for encapsulation. Okay, so if you take an object of a particular class, so you can identify the associated attributes and operations or assigned to a particular object. Okay. So here you can see a very simple a real-time example. We have a chocolate wrapper. Okay, so chocolate which is wrapped by using what the chocolate wrapper. As like that, you can see the class also. The class which is what wrapping the attributes and also operations into a single unit. Okay, so that's why we name it as what encapsulation. Okay. So information hiding, this is the third one and also very important one. So it is about what hiding the implementation parts of the object structure and also behavior. Okay, it exhibits only what objects can do, it does not exhibit how those can be done. Okay, so that is the exact meaning of what information hiding. Okay, so here you can see how it could be done, the sense with the help of access specifiers. Okay, access specifiers are playing a vital role in object-oriented programming concepts to provide only the important details to understand about the object and hide the implementation parts of the object's behavior. So we have different access specifiers that is given in this. So private, public, and then protected. So private, it means that the object's properties or the elements could be accessible only within the class scope. Okay. But public, it can be accessible, the elements of the objects can be accessible outside of the class. And protected, it means that the elements of the objects can be accessible within the class and also in its immediate derived class. So here you can see that, so we have a class in that you can have a different specific access specifiers like private and public. I want to hide the characteristics of objects which can be accessed only within the class scope. So the attributes or properties that could be declared as private, because it carries the values for objects that should not be exposed outside. So that's why we use a private access specifier for what assigning or the values to the object's properties. And the next one is what the public, that is what the member functions or behaviors that could be available as public, then only that could be called outside of the class to create the objects and also what access those objects for providing values and also extract their behavior. Okay, so those can be given in public. But protected, it is what actually the protected, it means that the elements of the class that could be accessible within the class and also what immediate derived class, in the sense which class is what a very first child of the particular class that could be only accessed, the next level of classes that could not be accessed. Okay, so in such moment we can go with what the protected access specifiers. Okay, so now we move on to another very important concept in software development, that is what inheritance. So inheritance, it is about deriving a class from another class. As I said just now before in the previous slide, I have mentioned about what immediate class, with the class which is derived from another class. Okay, so here deriving a class from another class, that is the meaning of what inheritance. So it means that so creation of new classes from the existing set of classes. Okay, so here you can find when you create new classes, so we can identify the parent-child relationship among the classes. So the old class which is used to derive the new class, that could be called as a parent class, and the new class which is derived from the old one, that is known as what, child class. Okay, so here you can see that you see the parents, you can find the parents are there and also the new child which is what born from a parents classes. Okay, so here also you can see that you see we have different kinds of vehicles, but all are fall into what a single label, that is what a vehicle. So vehicle, it is a base class for all the different kinds of vehicle types, in the sense here you can find bus, train, then lorry, train, like that, etc. Okay, but all are what coming under the label of what, vehicle. Okay, then we move on to the next very important concept in object-oriented programming, that is what, polymorphism. So polymorphism, it is about the capability of an object which is playing more than one role in its lifetime. So objects may have different roles to play in their in their lifetime, in the sense where you created the objects for the particular application, the objects have to play different roles to fulfill the exact behavior which is required in implementing the software solutions. So here you can find the objects may have different kinds of responsibilities with respect to their role, what they have to play in their lifetime. Okay, so here you can find an example, that is what a part-time student. So student, the part-time student has to play two roles. One is what he has to act as a student, because when he attending the classes, he has to take the notes and also he has to appear exams also. But actually he also having one more role, that is what employee role, because he's a part-time student. Okay, so one part of his lifetime he has to act as a student, the sense he has to carry the activities of student. In another part of the day he has to carry activities like employee role. So that time he has to work for his company. Okay, so yes, the part-time student has to play student role and also employee role, but actually it does not happen in a single time moment. Okay, when he plays an employee role, so that time he may not act as a student, and also when he act as a student, that time he may not act as an employee. Okay, so while he playing as a student role, so that time the employee may not come to the picture, but the same object he will the same object will play as an employee. That time the student role may not be accepted. Okay, so in a particular moment he is able to do any one of the role only. Okay, but he is capable of playing two different roles, but not in the same moment. Okay, in a different moments. Okay, so here you can see that a very simple example, that is what actually human being. Because if you take a human being, so in our lifetime we have to play a different role. For an example, you see a man has to play different roles in his lifetime, such as like very first son, then later on what husband, father, employee, brother, like that it is going on. Okay, so based on the role he has to play, he can take the label of what the different role what he has to carry in his lifetime. So as like that you can identify objects also have to play a different role in their lifetime in our software application. So accordingly you have to provide the different behaviors which are appropriate for fulfilling the different roles what we identified for the objects. So my dear viewers, I think you understand about so what is the exact role of what object oriented programming concepts, and also I have given you a very simple example to understand about object oriented programming concepts, which is very important for software development, where we can deal the software development very easily just by focusing on the objects which are given in our problem domain. With the help of that we can able to identify what data parts we have to access, I mean what data parts we have to create, and also how we can access them, and kind of behavior we have to provide to our objects. So like that easily we can analyze our problem, and also we can take into the software development very easily. And also object oriented programming concepts which helps to what maintain the software very easily, because what objects you want to enhance, only you can focus on those objects, and also you can include the behavior in the member functions. So that's why you see many software industries, they focusing on what object oriented software engineering with the help of what object oriented programming concept to develop the software very easily and also maintain the software successfully. Okay, I hope you people enjoy this video. So please, if you like this video, click on the like button, and also please share with your friends. And the people those who are new to this channel, I request you please subscribe this channel and also stay with us to get the new videos which can help you to learn the programming skills very easily. Thank you for watching this.